Today, we are going to talk about something that's affecting people all across the country, the government shutdown, and what it means for real estate purchases, sales, and refinances. Hi, I am LaShonda Solomon, Associate Broker and Real Estate Consultant, assisting buyers and sellers navigate the Metro Atlanta real estate market. Let's start with some good news. The housing market has not stopped. Conventional loans are still being approved. Private lenders are still processing applications, and we have even seen a slight dip in market interest rates. So, while things are moving a little bit slower, we are still seeing home sales and refinances every day. A quick note about interest rates. Sometimes during government uncertainty, investors may move their funds to safer options such as U.S. Treasuries. And when that happens, mortgage rates can dip slightly. But if this shutdown drags on too long, the shutdown can actually have the exact opposite effect on interest rates. That's why it is important to stay in touch with your lender so that you will know what the market is doing. Now, here is where people are feeling the impact. USDA, FHA, and VA loans may experience slight delays, and that's because federal offices have reduced staffing. The national flood insurance programs cannot issue any new or renewal flood insurance until the government reopens. So, if you are purchasing or refinancing a home that is currently in a designated flood zone, those loans cannot close until the government reopens. Certain income verification processes, such as requesting an IRS tax transcript, may take longer than usual to process. Now, this does not mean that your loan is not going to close. It's just important that you have some patience and time. Let me give you a little context. When we experience a government shutdown, this does not mean that the entire system just stops. What it does mean is that certain offices lose funding and are staffing, and it causes a delay in the process. If your loan requires verification, such as getting a tax transcript or USDA loan, it just means that your loan is going to sit in a queue until the government opens back up and those services are fully functioning with proper staff and proper funding in order to finish processing your loan. This is why communication is key. Your lender may be able to find a workaround or even alternate documentation that will allow them to continue to process your loan. But remember, it takes teamwork, and knowing this up front helps you to remain calm throughout the process. How can you stay ahead in the process? For buyers, it's important to talk to your lender and find out what, if any, processes will require government verification. Speak with your agent so that you guys can look at the timelines and build in any additional time or cushion time if need be. For sellers, be a little flexible if your buyer is obtaining a government backed loan. Additionally, speak with your agent about any potential delays and what you can do, such as building in additional time to ensure that your transaction does not fall apart. For homeowners looking to refinance, remember, conventional loans can still close. Refinancing on government backed loans can still happen. It's just that the process is moving just a little bit slower than usual. Let me give you a quick story about how a previous government shutdown impacted one of my transactions. My buyer was purchasing a home just outside of the metro Atlanta area using a USDA loan. The home inspection was complete, the appraisal was complete. However, during the shutdown, the process just stalled. The loan could not move any further because USDA had paused processing at that time. Now, instead of panicking, the buyer and I remained in close contact with the lender so that we could know what was going on throughout the process. Once USDA started back processing loans, my client was able to move forward with the purchase of their home and we closed in a timely manner. Here's something that I remind my clients about all the time, and it goes well beyond real estate. When things around you feel uncertain, it's important to stay steady and not scared. Markets shift, systems can pause, but preparation and perspective matter more than anything else. Delays do not mean denial. It just might mean that door is opening on a slightly different timeline. Moments like these remind us that not everything is in our control, and that's okay. Sometimes that's our cue to take a breath, gather information, and move forward wisely instead of fearfully. If you are buying, selling, or refinancing a home and unsure how this government shutdown will impact you, give me a call. I'll be happy to walk you through the process and let you know what steps you need to take. If this video has helped to bring clarity and calm to a confusing topic, be sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone else that could use the information. Real estate is not just about property. It's about people, it's about purpose, and it's about progress. Take care.